They are one of the most well-known and beloved bands of the last couple of decades, and they are heading to our area later this month, talking about Matchbox 20. And here to tell us all about Matchbox 20 is the guitarist Paul Doucette joining us live.
Yeah,
good morning to you.
Good morning.
Hi, guys. How's it going?
Good. It's good to have you. So, Matchbox.
Good to be here.
It's great to have you. So, Matchbox 20 kicking off a new tour, stopping in Auburn May 18th. Can you just start out by telling us what fans can expect at the show? I mean, you've got to be excited for it.
Yeah, so, we originally put this tour on sale in 2020, and then, obviously the world had other plans, and 2021 came, and the world still had other plans, and then 2022 came, and, there were people in our world that just kind of weren't ready. There's things that are specific to people, like family members and things, that made it so people weren't ready to go out in 2022. When we put the tour on sale in 2020, it was just going to be us going out playing the songs that people have known forever. But because we didn't go out in 2022, we decided to make a new record, which is our first record in 11 years. So we're still going to make the tour, about our history and the songs that people sort of, have been attached to through all these years. But when we're going to sprinkle in some of the things that we're doing now.
Matchbox 20 is a global brand now, wildly popular. Your songs are so well known now. I was reading somewhere, Paul, that you did not like the name Matchbox 20 when that originally became the name of the band. Is that true? How did the band become known as Matchbox 20?
Well, no, it's fun. I actually came up with the name Matchbox 20, and it was actually Rob that didn't like it. So when I said we were trying to think of a name, and I was like, well, what about Matchbox 20? And he was like, nah. And then a couple weeks later, he said, what about Matchbox 20? I was like, everyone's like, yeah, I like that idea.
so you make it Rob's idea, right? And then everything's great.
Then it stays. Yeah. Totally.
Well, what does Matchbox 20 mean?
Absolutely nothing. It was I was a waiter at the time, and I worked at like kind of like a microbrewery, and a guy came in and he had a 20 on his shirt, and I just said Matchbox 20.
That's
it
wild.
Just popped in my brain.
That's always wild how bands and band names come to be. I mean, you say Matchbox 20. I mean, everyone knows what you're talking about. I mean, it's iconic now. But that's just a crazy story.
But it's one of those things that's kind of weird though, because you're stuck with it. Like I was 22 at the time.
Yeah.
I'm 50 now. So you just have it the whole time.
It's like naming a child.
Yeah, exactly.
We have this question of the day that we do every day, Paul, and I was curious. We're talking about, like, which era do you think music is the most iconic, or what era had the best pop music? And we said, was it the 60s and 70s, the 80s and 90s, or the early 2000s? Like, what would you say? What, for you, is, like, the most iconic era of, like, pop music?
This is funny, because this is a conversation that happens a lot with people in my world. We get into this debate all the time. Yeah, oh yeah, totally. It's my belief that the 60s and 70s is the greatest time for rock, and the 80s is the best time for pop music.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, make that distinction for us then.
So, in the 60s, 70s, so I personally late 60s, early 70s. So you obviously you have the Beatles, you have the Stones, you have Faces, you have the Who, you have Zeppelin, like all of these just, iconic rock bands who really kind of taught us what rock and roll is, at least my generation. And then the 80s, it's kind of like there was an attention to songcraft in pop music that has never existed in any other time than since the 80s. You take a song like Madness, Our House by Madness. If you actually musically look at that song, it's actually pretty cool. Like there's a lot of really sort of muso things happening in that song. And so that's not something that's typical of pop music in other eras.
And a blend of styles too, like using the Madness example.
Totally.
I mean, you're borrowing and stealing here and there. I mean, I think that's a pretty astute assessment.
I feel like we couldn't have asked anyone better that question. That was the best answer.
Oh, I love this. I can talk all day about this.
I agree.
No, I love the way you put it. Paul Doucette from Matchbox 20. We cannot wait to check you out live. That is happening May 18th at White River Amphitheater in Auburn. Great venue. You're going to dig it.
Oh, I can't wait.
That's
Cannot wait.
fun. Oh, Paul, thank you.